In 2023, we went for a weekend getaway at Pinery Provincial Park, and it was filled with stunning views and lots of adventure. Although it's located almost 3 hours away from Toronto, it is absolutely worth the drive. We camped for 2 nights at the campground, which also has its own private beach for overnight campers. The Pinery is home to a beautiful 10-kilometer stretch of sandy beaches. It's also home to a diverse ecosystem that is unlike any other in Ontario. We had a great time at this park, and there are plenty of activities to enjoy like camping, canoeing, and cycling. If you're looking for a summer staycation spot in Ontario, then this should be on top of your list. Okay, we're on the way to the Pinery Provincial Park. We're about an hour out from the park. This is actually our first camping trip together. I've been going camping pretty much every year. I try to go like once or twice every summer, but this is Afra's first time going camping, so hopefully it goes well because then we'll have more camping trips. If not, then this will probably be the last. But yeah, we're not doing any, hardcore backcountry, backpacking type of camping. This is just like car camping essentially. So our car will be right beside us. We'll have a tent. It should be a good experience. I think hopefully Afra enjoys it too. How are you feeling?
So I'm excited, but let's see, this could be our first or our last camping trip. And we packed a lot of stuff, and it's very disorganized because I didn't set it up.
It's not that disorganized.
It is very disorganized.
I put everything where it needs to be.
Because if I set that up, it would have looked like that. But since he did that by himself, it looks like a mess.
Spoiler alert, Afra did have a really good time on her first camping trip. And we even went on another camp trip a couple weeks later. Making your way to the Pinery, you'll drive through some beautiful country roads and see endless fields and greenery. Something we actually really enjoy since we live in a city. This was actually my first time camping at the Pinery. Most of my other camping trips have been to Northern Ontario parks like Algonquin and Killarney. After arriving at the park, we quickly checked in, then headed to the Burley campground. We just checked in at the campground office. We're just about to pull up to our site. This campground is the furthest away from all of the different campgrounds they have here, so the Burley campground. And this site actually has its own beach as well. There's a day use beach for people that are only visiting for the day. The Dunes campsites have their own beach, and the Burley campsite has its own beach. So we got to our campsite about an hour before sunset, and we wanted to make sure that we set up our campsite before it got too dark. After pitching our tent and all of our other gear, we headed to the beach to catch sunset. As we're getting closer to the beach, you can hear the sound of the waves and there's sand. It's a bit of a walk. I thought it'd be closer, to be honest.
It's not as close as we thought it would be.
Yeah, I thought it would be like right by the water. As you get even closer, you can start to hear the crashing waves on the shoreline. It's a bit windy, and I think the water's cold. I haven't had a chance to feel how cold it is, but wow. What do you think?
Beautiful.
It really is.
I love beaches, so
This is probably the best beach that I've been to in Ontario, at least.
yeah, this is the pretty beach.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna feel how cold the water is. So, sandals. It's not cold at all. There goes the sun. After getting back to our campsite, we started the campfire and prepped dinner. On the menu for the night was barbecue chicken cooked over the campfire. After sitting around the campfire for a moment, we called it a night to wake up bright and early the next day. The park has service stations and showers, which I unfortunately didn't capture. But the next morning, I showered and got ready for the day. we wanted to make sure that we have a big breakfast. We packed a pancake batter in a shaker bottle and kept it in our cooler overnight. And of course, chai. It's almost noon. We just packed up our campsite and we're headed to the Riverside Campground now. Before that, we might check out some trails and what the park has to offer. But our next day is in Riverside, so we can check out of here and check into Riverside. Pinery is a very busy campground. It's really hard to find spots, especially in the Burley and the Dunes campground. Luckily, we found a spot at Burley last second, and it was only available for one night. So I actually had to book one campsite at Burley and another campsite at Riverside. So before checking to our next campsite, we went to the park's visitor center, something that I make sure I do at every park I visit. This one gets stressed out if you get too close.
Same.
The visitor center usually has exhibits and displays that showcase the wildlife and ecology of the parks. Pinery is home to many amphibians, birds, reptiles, and vegetation that aren't found anywhere else in Ontario. The visitor center has cool displays that explain the significance of maintaining and preserving the wildlife found in the park. Organizations like the Friends of the Pinery Park are doing their due diligence by sharing information and leading efforts to maintain and preserve the park and its beautiful ecosystem. There's even a store where you can buy souvenirs. Okay, that's kind of scary. That's how a snake forms its home under the sand there. Kind of scary, but also very interesting. So now we're actually at the camp store. That's the camp store and restaurant at the back. And we're gonna rent some bikes and go on the bicycle trail here. We rented bikes at the canoe and bike rental store, and right now we're going through the bicycle trail. It's a bicycle trail that lasts 2 hours. We're only renting these bikes for an hour, so I think we'll do halfway. I'm hoping to see some good views of the Ozable Channel here. The Ozable Channel is a small river channel, and it's an important waterway for wildlife at the park. There are also countless of picnic spots all along the park for day use. Okay, we've been biking for almost an hour, around 40 minutes. We have to return the bikes in 20 minutes. We're just making a quick stop over here, which is a bit of a staircase leading down to the channel. I think Afra is a bit tired, but I wanted to check this out. So let's check it out. Oi, I just saw a lizard. It went under the stairs. I don't know what type of lizard it was, but it was very fast. We were tired from biking, so we decided to get some ice cream that we're going to share. And we're having it right by the channel in the back. The canoe rental spot is right there as well. That's where people are getting their kayaks and their canoe rentals from. So actually I had never, this is my first time, no, we had the at-home Shaw's ice cream. Shaw's is a brand based out of St. Thomas. St. Thomas in southwestern Ontario. Like I grew up in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, so we've never heard of Shaw's there actually. Yeah, this is my maybe second time having Shaw's, so that's actually really good. It's like the perfect mix of peanut butter and chocolate. It's like chunky, and like the texture is really, it's like a good mix of regular chocolate ice cream and peanut butter. I really like it. We quickly checked out the park store before heading to our campsite. The park store here is quite vast and has all the essentials, including apparel, grocery items, and snacks. We're now at Riverside Campground. We set up our tent. We got our bench set up here with our chairs. Good thing is this is an electrical site, so we're also charging the phones in the background over there. I don't know if you can see it in that vicinity. It's like a yellow pole. But yeah, there's outlets, which is nice. Yeah, we're just getting set up. We're gonna reheat our chicken from last night and maybe make some more food for lunch. On the menu for the second day was steak and fried rice. And it was a lot of fun to make dinner together in the middle of the woods. It's about 6:30 right now. We had dinner quite early because we were tired. We were biking and setting up our second camp. So for the rest of the evening, the plan is to explore the park a little bit, drive around, actually go to the beach because it's gonna be sunset in about 2 hours. Not a whole lot of clouds, just some, it seems like there's like a haze or something in the sky. So I think the sunset today should be a lot prettier. For the rest of the day, we spent our time at the beach. This is ultimately what we came to Pinery for. As the time got closer to sunset, all the campers came to the beach to watch. Overall, this was a really good experience, and we hope to keep coming back to the Pinery every summer. The next day was Sunday and it was time to go home. Afra also had a really good time, and in the next video we'll show you our yurt camping adventures at Burley Peninsula National Park.